Well, unfortunately, the batteries were cooked in this thing. One of them was good. The other one was shot completely, wouldn't even take a charge. Just wants a little heat.
I walk into the shop and the boys had mentioned something about Greggy's new tires coming for his pulling tractor. Well, they're here.
Got the tow pig out today, but I loaded up last night. Now the battery's dead, so I think the batteries are bad in the thing. It barely started last night, and I let it run for probably a half hour, but I could see that the batteries weren't charging nice on the amp meter, so I think I'm going to take her down to the farm and maybe pull the battery out and put a new one in it. Just because I'm curious, we'll take her across the scale. Well, our scale is just made for like basically quad axle dump trucks, so it's not really long enough for a truck and trailer, but I split weigh it and it weighs 27,480 pounds, so that's a pretty good load for a 3/4 ton pickup, I guess, bumper pull. But wish we had a gooseneck, but we don't, so this works. It's not like I pull it very often, so just take your time, I guess. Well, unfortunately, the batteries were cooked in this thing. One of them was good. The other one was shot completely, wouldn't even take a charge. Had both chargers out to 24 volt system, so I had to unhook them, and I was trying to charge both batteries separately, and the back one took a charge, but then when I put the tester on it, it was weak, and the front one was just euchred. So we're getting in there. $366 later, we'll be ready to rip, hopefully. Battled it, but the batteries are in because this box is tiny where they go, but it's okay. See if she wants to fire. We'll give her a little pre-sniff of the good stuff. Well, that's good, we got power. Oh. Just wants a little heat. We're good now. Mason's got his little ramp right here, but The ash is in there yet. I got the backhoe started and I'll get that stuff pushed in and over the hot coals. Get her stirred up a little bit. Hopefully relight it. Them big stumps there, whatever burns on them burns, but looks like we got a big old wrap of barbed wire in there. I'll have to make sure I get that out of the field. Quite a bit right there actually. Huh. So anyway, I'll get this thing stirred up and hopefully burning a little bit more. And then as you saw, obviously I brought the dozer out to level it out some and push some dirt. It's a pretty big hill here. I mean, hence why the trees were here, but there's no reason we can't farm this. So Mason, I think Mason's gonna come out after lunch and run the track machine. We're kind of done with the backhoe for the most part, but other than keeping the fire going, but got some dozing to do. Over here we got some like piles of dirt with a bunch of sticks in them and stuff. Obviously you don't want to put a bunch of dirt on the fire. So this weekend when they're not hauling any sand out of the pit, looks like there's a fence post right there I'll pick up, but I'll come out here with the big payloader and another guy probably at the track machine, and we're gonna pick through this and get the sticks out of it we can, but for the most part it's probably getting hauled over the bank down there along with all the big stumps that aren't gonna burn. So it's kind of what we got going on here. I'm gonna use the dozer to kind of level all that out and then push the sticks out that are on top. I mean, it's a mess for sure, but we're plugging away at it. Just at this point, it just kind of becomes tedious work of picking up all this little crap that, you know, you don't want to put it through the combines and stuff. So sticks like that one and all this stuff, we kind of gotta get cleaned up. And if it goes over the bank, it's not a big deal, but kind of want all the dirt I can get here to level this out with. So like I said, it's a pretty good hill, but no reason we can't farm it. Just can't till it up in the fall and let it wash in the spring. Basically after I get it all picked up, I'm gonna haul some bedding pack out here with the manure spreader and cover the hill just so it doesn't wash until spring when we get something planted in it. Got a few of these piles just set around from earlier this morning when we were trying to get the fire going. When you first start the fire, you can't just keep stacking stuff on, otherwise it smothers it all. But we got a good hot bed of coals now, and so he's going to throw all this stuff on that he stacked up this morning. That's about as high as he can reach, is right there, so a lot easier to shove it up with the backhoe. I'll do that once he goes and gets another scoop. I can get it up on top with the bucket, so.
Happy Friday. It is another day of me being at the farm. We get calves every Friday, as you guys all know. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my jacket right now. But I walk into the shop and the boys had mentioned something about Greggy's new tires coming for his pulling tractor. Well, they're here. We'd got comments in our videos asking our video from Shipshawana asking if Greggy was going to steal the boys' new tires for Louisville. He's not. He's got his own new ones to try. So that's some exciting news, but I think Avery and Dalton are loading heifers right now, so I'm gonna go find them. Then we're gonna get calves, do all the calf things. And then we have to go buy a new laptop for us today, so big moves over here. All right, tell us about these new things.
We got some new tires from Mark Korth, K3 tires, cut them, bought them through Bob Parks makes the tires. The boys had them on in Shipshawana, a set of 12 plies. These are 14 plies for the pro stock. We run a little heavier tire, and they only last on a pro stock. I'm hoping these will last a couple years. There's guys that buy a set halfway through the season, have 2 sets a year because the tires get weak. You know, that we're competing against, but our budget does not afford that. We bought these, they have a little heavier sidewall, so hopefully they stand up and last a couple of years is our plan. You know, so we've got a different cut on them for outdoor pulling,
But you're using these in Louisville inside.
Yep, but I can't afford to have 2 sets of tires.
No.
Unless somebody wants to sponsor me another set, I'll put a different cut on for indoors, but that's what most guys do.
Well, you only pull indoors once, though.
Right. But there's some guys that just do that, you know, and we have to compete against them. So.
Okay, what's the update on the Tomcat before Louisville?
We changed the transmission. I want to check the ratios. I know which gears first, second, third, or fourth, but I want to know exactly what the ratios are when I go down there. So what we'll do is if we find one more person here, you and that person can spin the axles, and you count how many times the tire goes around. Say it's an 18-to-1. That means the engine RPMs, you'll turn the engine 18 times over for every time the tire goes around one time. So that's where you get your gear ratios. And I just want to make sure, double check, you put something new in. I've known guys have gone and not done that, and they're in the wrong gear. And we want to know exactly what we're going to do.
That sounds like good bonding for Avery and Mason to do together.
Right, or you learning something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I am good at math, so maybe.
I don't know about that.
Have you ever asked me to do a math problem for you?
Yes.
I was 2 years ahead in high school for math.
I tested out of math when I went to the University of Wisconsin. I took a test and I got my credits, and I did not have to take a math class.
Well, that's what I did for biology, so.
I tested out of it, so.
I tested out of biology, so we both tested out of something.
I tested out of English, too.
So did I.
Yeah.
Look at that. The Tomcat's all ready to go, or no?
We think so. We're going to fire it up here today.
You're going to get a video of that?
Probably. It's up to Avery. He's in charge of the video stuff. I'm not allowed.
Why aren't you allowed?
I don't know. You tell me.
It's because you always hold your phone the wrong way.
I hold it the same way you're holding it.
No.
Okay.
As always, thank you so much for watching our videos. In our next video, you will see our final farm work and prep before we leave for the National Farm Machinery Show. You'll want to come back for that video as well as when we're at the farm show, because we truly have an experience that goes out with a bang. Thanks for watching.